with WWE icons and all-time famous finishing moves. Are you ready?
Hello, champion, and welcome to a brand new dev update. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Gersan. I'm the player experience lead, and I got the answers for the AMA that we did on our Discord server last week. We had a section where players could leave their question about different aspects of the upcoming IPE system. So we're going to go through the answers together. First one, stats by mode. Which stats is king where? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Off the bat, all stats will matter, and all superstars will have the same IPE stats at each IPE level, but you should be on the lookout for certain scenarios. The best way to stay one step ahead of your opponent is to stay one or more IPE levels ahead. When you and your opponent have the same IPE level, most stats will basically cancel each other out, but look out for class advantage, which boosts IPE stats. Well, for those of you that are unfamiliar with class advantage, that's something like, for example, technicians are going to do more damage against power-outs. Like each class has a class that they do more damage on. That's been a mechanic since the start of the game, but it's never been that relevant, really. I know myself as a player, I've never kind of used it much. I never cared for it much, but it's always been there. This should make a much better deal out of it, because you're going to get a pretty noticeable bonus if you are attacking someone that you have a class advantage on, with the IPE level being in action. When you are at a class disadvantage, your opponent will have boosted IPE stats, including initiative, causing them to go first. Obviously, all of that depends on the IPE level, of course. When your opponent has a higher IPE level than you, look for class advantage to boost your stats and punch up. So, for example, if your opponent is class, not class, but is IPE level 3, but you're IPE level 2, but you have class advantage, that's going to be a lot easier for you to be able to win that match. Now, I do see here that there are some additional questions that were posted on that thread, because again, everything I'm reading now, you can see on our Discord as well. And also, by the way, here's some preview on the sides of what it's going to look like as well. By the way, the ones that you're seeing, I forgot to mention, the screen that you're seeing right now, those are screen that are a work in progress. For example, all the different like initiative, attack power, all those things, like those are like development names. We're actually going to have most likely other names for those by release that are less generic and everything. The best way to stay, Mirak says, best way to stay one step ahead of your opponents, to stay one more IPE level ahead. In regards to this, will IPE level be displayed on pre-match? Yeah, good question. I saw a lot of people ask that. Yes, it will. If you check on this side, if you check on the screenshots on this side that are showing, you see there's like a little round with a level inside. That little bubble is also going to be on the pre-match screen, so you won't have to go into menu. I mean, we're trying to increase so that you have to do less of that. So obviously, releasing a new feature, we're not going to go backward with that, so we're putting it on the battle screen as well. Also, like on those screen that you see as well, like right now, you're going to see like IPE level 5, IPE level 6, things like that. It's not going to go that high on release. I believe on release, the max is going to be level 4, subject to change again. But yeah, like we said, IPE, this is the build for, like, we're going to be building upon the whole system for later on. So there's going to be more levels later as the time progresses. OG Champ is asking, when will its gameplay or tutorial be released? By me or other content creator? Well, I'm sure content creator will definitely do content about that. As far as when a tutorial will be released, well, when the feature is going to be released too. There's going to be an entire, like, the first time, like, I don't want to spoil anything about the plan that we have on launch, but like, when it launches, there's going to be a whole tutorial the first time you access it, where it's going to teach how it works and everything, and then you'll be able to go through it. So you should be definitely learning everything you need to out of that. Also, like, it's not exactly super complicated too. Like, it's not like I see here asking about gameplay. It's not a new game mode, so there's not really any gameplay about it. It's another screen for your character, basically, with stats on it. So the tutorial is definitely going to be showing you all of that. Other question here: free-to-play balance. Is this pay to win? Answer: hype is for everyone. Early tiers unlock at League 5 via play, so every roster can tap in. Any superstar at any talent can increase their hype level. You don't need to be at 6-star gold to enjoy these new stats. Spenders, power players might reach higher tiers sooner, but class advantage, smart roster building, and grind path lets all player punch up. A forthcoming daily mode drop hype mats on a predictable cadence, giving FTP free-to-play grinders a steady lane to keep pace. Yeah, that's always asked. But yeah, I mean, that it was definitely developed in a way so that it's not only the big spenders that are going to be able to be using that. Actually, it's going to be released with a low cost of acquisition as a feature overall. And when I say low cost, I don't even mean money. Like, low cost even just in resources, and any game that has free to play, really, like, if people are spending, the whole point of it is that they're going to be able to get something out of it. So yeah, like, you're probably going to have spenders that are going to have like higher hype, but even that, like, that's also one reason why we're not releasing like 15 levels of hype right off the bat. Like, there's going to be like steady hype materials or fragment that are going to be available for free daily. Sure, again, like, yeah, the spending players are going to be able to have more of it. I mean, that's just the nature of anything, really. So yeah, they're going to have an advantage more in the amount of characters that they're going to have on hype, but anyone that doesn't spend will still be able to have quite a bit of them too. I mean, so it's similar if you take, for example, Feud. Like, whether you're playing against like a super high spender or even just a regular spender, and he has like, I don't know, like 70 6-star gold character, and you're free to play and you got like 10 of them. Well, just use your 10 against the one that you're going to be facing on a feud. Like, he's not able to use his 70, so it doesn't matter whether he has 70 or 10. He can only use X amount facing you. Like, fights are 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2, so it doesn't matter if he has 70 and you have 10. Just use the right, or use the ones that the 10 that you put your hype on if you see someone that has a lot of hype. So it's mainly about just thinking ahead. Just don't use, like, if you have limited resources, well, use it on the characters that you're going to be needing the most. So yeah, I mean, it's very feasible. I mean, this isn't 2018 anymore. Like, there's a very large number of free character that can completely obliterate some like rarer pay to get characters. Like, there's a ton of very good, like, just look any video from content creators, like, there's very good free option. Other question: first look and surprise round. Quick follow-up to yesterday's hype AMA. Let's tackle the last batch of questions and give you a sneak peek at what's coming down the ramp next. Can every superstar get hyped? Yep. Wild hype fragment let you juice even the rarest top picks. Will we unlock new superstar through Hype Tour? That's the plan. Think milestone style challenges that drop fresh faces. Bigger risk equal a bigger reward. Absolutely tougher fights will come with loot that feels worth the grind. More on that when we reveal a new daily mode. That is also very not that far off. Can I swap moveset or stat colors? Not with hype. That tech lives in a separate wishlist item. Any other questions there? No, but also, like, the hype fragment, like we said earlier, they're going to be in tours. Like, there's going to be loot for it too, which is going to be limited, which how many you can get this way, obviously. And there's going to be also, like, there's going to be like wild card hype fragments, which are going to be you'll be able to use on any character of that class. Like, for example, there's going to be Showboat Hype Fragment and Technician Hype Fragment. So that way, it's not going to be relying on you on like you see X-Pac on this side. Like it's not going to be relying on, oh, I absolutely need to get, like, I want to level up X-Pac, but I can't because I never get his fragment for, well, you can just use like regular class fragment. That's going to work too. And those are also going to be pretty available. Modes and impact. Will hype matter outside PvP? Yep, you'll feel it in feud, showdown, tours immediately, and it'll be critical to crack that upcoming mode, which is to come. Obviously, PvP here, we mean more things like feud, showdown. Anyway, in our case, you're never playing versus an actual player. You're playing against the AI using the roster of an actual player. So technically, everything's PvE. But yeah, like it's still competitive mode. But yeah, hype is going to be working in everything. So it's not going to be specific to feud or showdown. You'll be able to benefit from it from tours and that upcoming mode. Roadmap tease. What's next for hype? A, stat gated tours with bonus spat, deeper build customization, offense versus utility, anyone, full integration into a new daily mode, and stay tuned for dev diaries with the juicy details. Like we said, we try to get those diaries more often. And it will, as I see here, Mr. Cubes again asking if it interact with other mechanics like trainer, coaches, moment, for example. Like, of course, like initiative, for example, or whatever the name's going to be, is not going to be impacted by that because the turn order doesn't have anything to do with the trainers and such. But attack rating and defense, those are going to affect whatever build you got coming from any source. So yeah, those are going to be affected by that. Big picture, what makes hype different from past stat bumps? Well, for one, it's all new stats. So it's different right off the bat. But the answer, new stats you've never had. Ring awareness, turn order, aggression rating, toughness rating, kick out bonus, name still subject to change. You see those there. Mode hooks, hype effect every battle on day one and powers a future game mode we can't wait to show, and room for growth. Tiers, perks, loadouts will all benefit from it. Today is Act 1, not the finale. We touched a bit on that on a previous question too. Like, hype is not only for endgame player, it is for anyone. Hell, it's probably going to have even a bigger effect on the people, on the player that are starting out at lower leagues and everything. It's going to be available starting at League 5. And yeah, you don't need your character to be 6-star gold or anything. Your character can be 3-star bronze, and you can still already start leveling their hype, which is going to help with all your stats and give you a much easier chance to punch up on content that maybe you're too low to do if you didn't have hype and things like that. So it should benefit everyone, and you'll be able to earn those fragments much earlier, like from League 5. So that's a pretty nice upgrade for people that are just starting out and building their roster and don't have as much of a diversified roster. Respec and custom build. Can we respec later? Not at launch. There's nothing to respec yet. But for the moment, hype points can be used directly into individual stats. They just increase a superstar overall hype level. Now, that's a common misconception I've seen in many of the questions too. Like the hype, when you go hype or go up, go up a hype level from level 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and so on. You don't pick one of the 4 stats. All 4 go up. So it's not about selecting like if you go like, oh, I want to go initiative on all my characters and I don't care about all the rest. Well, you don't just select initiative. All 4 stats are going to go up. So is your attack, defense, and your kick out as well. Progression and a grind. How grindy is hype? Early tiers unlock as soon as level 5. Casual friendly, maxing every superstar will take commitment, but you pick who gets the juice. Now, how grindy it is. I mean, everyone has a different definition of what a grind is. If you play daily, you're going to have a pretty big advantage, that's for sure, because there's going to be daily fragments that you're going to be able to get for free. So that's going to be the main thing, I'd say. It's not something that you can say, like, I'm going to spend 4 hours grinding it. It's obviously limited. but it's limited on a daily basis too. So if you just do it every day, you're going to get a lot more than someone who logs on once a week for sure. Rapid fire round. MSF Overpower Comparison. That's Marvel Strike Force. That's another game that released Overpower system a while ago. It's completely different than MSF's Overpower. So it doesn't really have anything to do with that. It's gradual balance and early unlock, so it's completely different. Does it affect current token and fuses? Nope. Your existing progression stays intact. Again, it doesn't have anything to do with tokens and fuses because it's a separate system. It's a hype fragment, so it doesn't touch any of that. And again, you don't need to be a certain rarity level. So it doesn't matter if you don't have the tokens to go to 6-star gold. You can still do it at your 5-star if you want. And it's going to progress with you as well. Wildcard hype for limited superstars. Any past or present superstars are going to be able to get their hype fragment, whether it's Rocky, Turtles, Ozzy. All characters can be upgraded, whether it's with their own, even characters that are not available anymore, if they can be distributed with those specific fragment. You can still do with the universal wildcard ones I was talking about earlier that are not restricted to one character, but are restricted to an entire class. If that character is not available in the game anymore, I'll just gather enough showboat wildcard ones and you'll still be able to do it. So it's not limited by any other thing than the fragments themselves. And that pretty much sums it up as far as hype. Like we said, everything is subject to change. But we're pretty close for release right now. So you do see on these screens a lot of example of what hype is going to look. Again, the names, the values in there too. That's still up for balancing, which is currently going on. Check your devices for updates, and sometime within the next week is probably when we're going to actually launch this whole update. And again, once it does launch, obviously, if you get the update first before we launch the full feature, you're probably going to see the screen, but you're not going to be able to do much with it because the feature itself won't be live. But once it is, you're going to get the tutorial and the whole explanation on how it works. And obviously, it's going to be a part of everything from now on. So hopefully, you guys are excited. I definitely am. So pretty happy about that. So hope you guys have fun and see you in game. G out. Ciao.
The event of the season with WWE icons and all-time famous finishing moves. Are you ready?